How do I review this album? Anyways, welcome to a new To Be Honest music review. I'm your host, Cole, and today I am doing a special classic review of Razia's Shadow, the musical, by Forgiven Durden. And you're probably going to be like, what is that? It's a musical? And you're going to be all confused. It's like, has it been on Broadway? No, it hasn't, actually. I don't think. I haven't seen it on YouTube or anything. I actually saw, like, this high school class actually, or something like that. They did the musical, and they did a pretty good job. I definitely recommend you look that up if you want an adaptation of it of some sort. But anyways, to get started, this album is freaking amazing and strange and weird and so it's like a fantasy kind of, I don't know. It's hard to explain. That's why gonna have a really hard time with this because this is like on my top 5 albums of all time. But to get started, this is by the band Forgiven Durden, and they absolutely go off the ballpark with this one. This is like one of the most like surprising things that a punk band will ever do because it's a musical. You would be like, what? A musical? I mean, yes, there's concept albums, but they're totally different from musicals. I mean, what they do is they get all these artists, I don't know how they got all these artists to do this, but it's absolutely awesome. Everyone fits into the roles. You get like guest stars from the Deer Hunter lead singer, then Brendon Urie from Panic at the Disco, and many, many more, because everyone has like a specific role, except the main singer from Forgive Durden, which has 2 roles, which he's both main characters of it. Anyways, to start off, the story is about, okay, there's basically 2 stories to this album. The first story is the creation of the world, and the second story is the destined love story, which reminds me sort of a Disney tale, but the first act is pretty dark in some areas, but it starts off pretty, like, the first song, Genesis, it, like, goes on, like, creating this universe, basically, kind of just to get you started into the album. Then you get to the missing piece, which is, like, one of the best songs on the album. It has the best duet, I think, in the album. I definitely recommend anyone to listen to that one song because it's outstanding. It's a great love song, and it's a great, like, they understand each other kind of love song, and I loved it, and it feels so like a dark Disney kind of song. Anyways, then you move on, and then you get Life is Looking Up, which is him. Okay, the main protagonist in the story is trying to show the like scientist. There's a scientist that it's so hard to really give any context to this album because it's a long story. This album's like an hour. But anyways, it's hard to do this. Anyways, I'm gonna try and explain it as best as I can. So the main character is in the first act. The main character is trying to show everyone what he's capable of, and he's trying to impress the big guy, which basically is the god of this universe, is the scientist, and he tries to impress him by showing love and brightness, and no one really notices it, so he kind of just destroys it because he was influenced by an evil one. I'm not going to get into too much detail into that because I really, really want you guys to listen to this. Anyways, so he's they banish him, and basically 100 years pass, and then we get to this love story, and it basically starts off with the exit. This is the first song I heard from this album because it featured Brendon Urie, and I was like, at the time I loved Brendon Urie. I still do. I admire his work, and I just had to listen to this, and I was like, whoa, this is weird. I'm not used to this because this was 2008. It was different then. Anyways, I was listening to it, and I'm like, I don't know if I like it, and then I kept trying, and then finally I listened to it till the chorus, and that chorus line is amazing in this song. It's so uplifting, and you feel like you're really rooting for this guy already because he's trying to fulfill something that seems impossible to others, and you kind of relate to that, and I love that about this song. And who doesn't like a chorus line that goes, "Don't you ever feel like you've been destined for something bigger than your skin?" That is, I love that. I love that lyric in that song. Then you get to the next song. It's True Love. He meets this girl, and it's basically a Disney song. That's what it reminds me of, but it's a good one. It's not the best, though. Like, I will say, the missing piece, the exit, the beginning is the end, or the last track, and Doctor Doctor. But I'm gonna continue through this album, and I have to. Okay, so I was sorry. This review's super long. I'm trying to focus. I'm focusing. Anyways, so where was I? I was at It's True Love, and then the next song, Meet the King, it's weird. It feels like it's so different from all the other tracks, and I kind of like that about the song, but I think the role of the king should have been different. I don't know who played the king in that part, but basically, the main character is trying to convince the king that he belongs with his daughter, and eventually, yeah, everything goes okay until she gets poisoned, because he's from the dark side of the world, and she's from the bright side, and dark, I guess, is a poison to bright, so she ends up sick, and they have to go to the doctor, and the Doctor is an awesome song. It's like so weird. It feels like a Tim Burton song that you would see in like The Nightmare Before Christmas or something, and I love that about it, and the guy who plays the doctor is fantastic. I love it. And then we get to the end, and it has Brandon Urie, because Brandon Urie's his brother. I'm trying to do this the best I can. Just trust me. This album's amazing. But anyways, we get to the end, and it kind of just ends, and it just feels so abrupt at the end. You're like, I kind of want to know what happens after that, but I have to say, this album's amazing. I definitely recommend you listen to it. I'm sorry I was so disorganized. I'm just very passionate about this album, but I hope you listen to it, because it definitely needs the love that it deserves. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, and peace out.